And I really wanted to be at this hearing because we in Maryland, we're a Navy state. We're just a Navy state. We love our Army presence, whether it's the National Security Agency at Fort Meade or Aberdeen or its bases. We love the Air Force because of being there at Andrews. But we are crazy about the Navy. We have the Naval Academy, Naval Bethesda.
Your ardor is returned, Senator.
Well, we'll get to that. Naval Bethesda, Pax River, the Office of Naval Intelligence, and we think we offer a fantastic set of home ports. We're the home port to the Constellation. We're the home port to the 10th Fleet, the dynamic cyber 10th Fleet that has no aircraft carriers, submarines, or whatever, but is defending the fleet. And we're also the home to the Comfort. Now, we feel real bad that we're going to lose the Comfort. And in fact, we feel so bad in Maryland that it has the same magnitude. If you were in Baltimore when we heard the Comfort was going to leave us, we've had the same feeling as when the Colts left us. And I'm not joking. We love the Comfort. The hospital ship that we've watched since 1987 steamed down the bay for really significant missions serving the nation, whether it's been to respond to Desert Storm, and we were there along with the hospital ship Mercy, whether it was responding to 9/11 off the coast of New York, where Senator Collins stood side by side looking at the wreckage and the debris and so on. So I want to know how we can keep the Comfort in Baltimore.
Senator, the decision to move Comfort was a purely financial one. The pier in Baltimore is a private pier that we pay a little over $2 million a year to keep the Comfort berth there. The pier that it will be moving to is a Navy pier that, so we will save in excess of $2 million a year to move the Comfort. Two other things went into the decision. One was the facilities at the new pier for the ship and its permanent crew, the 57 permanent crew members. And the other was that as Comfort is manned by medical professionals.
You have too many. You have those who keep the ship afloat and operational, and then you have this extraordinary medical team that join. It's just, I've been on the Comfort. It's just amazing.
Me too.
You know.
That manning has changed over the years so that most of those health professionals now, doctors, nurses, come out of Portsmouth, Virginia, the hospital there, instead of the way they used to out of Bethesda. And so those were the things that went into the decision, but it was primarily financial.
Well, I have a couple of questions about that. First of all, let's go to the pier part of it. And I understand we're in a frugal environment. That's been the point of the testimony, and many of your comments as you support the Secretary of Defense's and the President's initiative to have a more frugal but still muscular defense. We understand cost. But tell me about this pier. Don't you have to build a new pier for the Comfort?
No, ma'am. We upgraded the pier.
And how much did that cost?
Provide for the Comfort.
$3.5 million.
$3.5 million.
So it cost $3.5 million to upgrade it?
Yes.
Now, let's go to the mission. And I understand the fact that we used to get, the manpower used to be at Naval Bethesda, so I don't dispute that. But have you looked at the hurricane impact? Let me be specific, so this isn't a trick question. Since the Comfort has deployed since 1987, I think 10 times, 9 or 10 times. 2/3 of that has been during hurricane season, literally when it went down the bay, and it's been hurricane season. What Norfolk has to do when hurricanes come is they have to go to sea. Okay, So the president says, send the Comfort to wherever. It's been to Haiti, you know, and God knows what lies ahead, given the turmoil in the world. So have you looked at the hurricane impact statement that while it's birthed at Norfolk, you're in a hurricane, the Comfort's out at sea, riding it out, but you have to get ready to deploy? Have you looked at the hurricane impact?
I can't tell you that we have, Senator. What we do is we'd sortie the ship like we do the others, and I think that's your question. The cost to sortie.
I don't know the military lingo. I just know
we
that,
get underway. The ship gets
because
underway.
while we're looking at Norfolk during the hurricane, we're up the coast at Ocean City and,
right.
and so on. So we're all kind of in it together. So go ahead.
I'd have to take it for the record so that I can, because I want to make sure I understand your question. I believe it is, this ship will have to get underway like the other ships in Norfolk do when there is a hurricane in the region. And so have we accommodated that factor as opposed to remaining in Baltimore? The number of times ships sortie because of weather in Norfolk versus weather in Baltimore. I think that's your question, Senator.
Yes.
I have to get back to you on that and see what that would be.
Well, Admiral, I would really appreciate this.
Sure.
You know, it's my job to fight to keep the Comfort, both for economic reasons and jobs, and yet we have developed just an affectionate relationship, and I think the crew of the Comfort feels the same, that we're a welcoming home port. So, Mr. Secretary, with the cooperation of the Admiral, I'd like you to look at that impact and see if it affects your judgment so we get to keep the Comfort. If we cannot, and facts must speak for themselves, would you also take the opportunity to look and see if there are other home port opportunities for us? Because we have a 50-foot channel. We now have port capacity that's going to welcome the new ships coming through the Panama Canal. And if we can welcome these new ships from the canal, we sure would like to welcome a vessel from the United States Navy. We have the Constellation, the older ship. We'd welcome a new ship, and we'd love to keep the Comfort. Will you take a look
at both of those?